What's up guys, Just Messi here and welcome to a brand new video, and welcome to a video today to talk about some potential transfers that could go through this summer. And I know we're currently in March, but I noticed a comment on my video the other day which said they really missed my transfer videos, so I'm not going to be doing these every single day. Probably like one a week possibly as like an extra video, but right now there's so many good rumours in the media, I thought, you know what, let's do a one-off episode to start things off. And there are a lot of huge rumours in this video guys, so before we get started, as always, you can show support by leaving a like rating, that'd be absolutely awesome. I also want to thank you so much for your support in the last few videos, it's been absolutely insane and that honestly means so much to me, so thank you again for that. If you're new to my channel, click the subscribe button for daily FIFA content and the comments below. What player would you like your club to sign this summer? And finally, if you missed my previous video, it will down below in the description box. And again, this won't be every single day, probably until about June or so, because as of right now, of course, the season has not finished. Possibly May, depends how much is going on, guys. So the very first thing is regarding Barcelona. So this is according to Diario Gol in Spain, I think it is, and they say that Lionel Messi has given Barcelona a short list of players he wishes the club to sign in this summer transfer window. It does include the following players. First up is going to Ousmane Dembele from Borussia Dortmund, followed by Mbappe, the wonder kid from Monaco. Another Monaco player involved is going to be Bernardo Silva. There have been a fair amount of rumours regarding Dembele potentially going to Barcelona, but obviously right now he's happy at Dortmund, absolutely killing it. I think Matt's Hummels the other day on Twitter did say right now the biggest talent in world football is Ousmane Dembele, so massive praise from him from a world-class defender. Mbappe, everyone knows how good he is. I think he'll stay at Monaco for one more season. I imagine that Monaco will receive massive offers of like £60 million or so for him, but I think Thierry Henry himself said he has got everything about him, just needs to keep his head focused now purely on football and he'll become one of the world's best. The other player, of course, is Bernardo Silva. One of the players does provide for Mbappe. And this season he's been so creative and very instrumental in Monaco doing very well in the league and also now in the Champions League. Then we go on to the next rumour, another player linked to Barca, and that is Isco from Real Madrid. It's also according to Diario Gol, they say Barcelona is still keeping a close eye on Isco if a player cannot agree new terms with Real Madrid. He is prepared to see out the remainder of his contract at Real Madrid and move to the Camp Nou on a free transfer in 2018. Manchester City, however, could not make a move for him before then. And obviously selling Isco a year before his contract runs out to Man City, for example, would be much more beneficial for Real Madrid rather than going on a free transfer to their biggest rivals. Now we go on to the next deal, and that is Jordi Alba linked to Manchester United according to Manchester Evening News. Man United are keeping close tabs on Barcelona left-back Jordi Alba, with the player said to be keen on a move to Old Trafford. And if this did happen, by the way, how ridiculous would that be for FIFA 18 Ultimate Team? Having him linked to likes of Chris Smalling, Eric Bailly, Paul Pogba, for example. So many great links right there. And I'm pretty sure he'd be the go-to left-back in the Premier League if this one was to happen. Then we go on to the next one, that is Wayne Rooney linked to Everton according to the Independent. Wayne Rooney could be in line for a return to boyhood club Everton. It's reported that Manchester United are willing to allow him to leave on a free transfer in the summer. He was offered some crazy wages to go off to China back in February, but decided to stay with Manchester United after becoming the highest ever goal scorer in the club's history basically. So Rooney could return to Everton. Then we go on to the next player, as David De Gea, and also the next player, Courtois, linked to Real Madrid. It's actually a two-parter, by the way. So first up, according to Marca, Real Madrid's transfer chief was present at the FA Cup quarter-final between Chelsea and Manchester United last Monday in order to scout the goalkeepers David De Gea and also Courtois. But recently, since the international break did start, Courtois did deny it and say Chelsea, he's fully focused on staying with them. But David De Gea also featured in the next article, and that is according to Don Ballon. And Jose Mourinho has made it clear that he will not accept Real Madrid attackers Isco or James Rodriguez as part of a trade deal for David De Gea. So right now, looks like David De Gea will be staying as well as at Courtois, but Real Madrid is still in the market for a goalkeeper. Then we go on to the next deal, that's Leonardo Bonucci. It's one that was mentioned a lot last summer, and that is to Manchester City, according to the Daily Star. Pep Guardiola is looking to strengthen his Manchester City defence with a massive bid for Leonardo Bonucci, and again last summer, he did nearly join him and he's personally said it took all of his willpower to say no to the deal. But between then and now, there has been something that's happened between Bonucci, I believe also Allegri, their manager. He basically had a bust up with him, was fined, and also I believe had to pay a fine regarding their situation. And it's not something that's new to Allegri. I believe he's fallen out with players in the past, such as Dybala and also Patrice Evra. But Bonucci, he could now want a new challenge by coming to the Premier League. Then we got on to the next potential deal, Heung-min's son, a player in great form this season for Spurs, linked to Inter Milan and also Sevilla. It is a very short one according to the Evening Standard, but it does say Inter and Sevilla have both made inquiries regarding the availability of Tottenham forward Heung-min's son for this summer. Now, I don't think Spurs will sell him unless a massive offer does come in. Of course, Inter do have the cash to splash, but I don't think Heung-min's son will be their guy. And I think it would be somewhat stupid of Spurs to sell Heung-min's son, especially given how well he's performing this season. Then we go on to the next player, and that's Leandro Paredes of Roma, linked to Liverpool today, not for the first time, this time according to Tutto Mercato. And this one is literally just a one-liner. It does say, Liverpool see Roma's Leandro Paredes as a priority transfer target for this summer. And I think the fee, probably like 25 mil, 35 mil, possibly higher than that, for this CDM. I've seen some videos of him. Not watched too much of him in regards to live action, but the clips I've seen, of course, can make a player look better than he is. But under pressure, he is cool as ice, so good. I see a particular clip, 4 players closed him down, he could have turned away from them and played the ball on. It's really nice to see, and a player that I'd probably would like at Liverpool, especially in the DM role. Then we go on to Sead Kolasinac, who is currently playing for Schalke, but his contract does expire this summer, and according to Bild in Germany, Arsenal and Liverpool have tabled offers for Schalke's in-demand defender Kolasinac, along with the likes of Juventus and multiple other clubs. And I believe Chelsea tried signing him early in the January transfer window, but Schalke, they're having absolutely none of it. Now we got on to the next player, and that's Alexandro of Juventus, linked to Chelsea today. It's according to Gazzetta dello Sport, Juventus is set to receive bids from Real Madrid and Chelsea for fullback Alexandro, and it doesn't surprise me, having an outstanding season for the Italian champions in the league as well as in the Champions League, and I think possibly like 35-40 million pound bids that will probably come in from a few clubs across Europe. And of course it fit Conte's style of play to an absolute T, playing a back three, but him playing as a left wing back, supporting the defence as well as going forward very well. Then we go on to Ederson, a goalkeeper of Benfica, into Manchester City today according to Ebola. Man City have already made an approach with Benfica goalkeeper Ederson and could type a deal this summer. So of course the signing of Bravo from Barcelona, on paper like a great deal, because it's very good for Barcelona, don't get me wrong, made a lot of good saves despite not being tested as much potentially as is this season, but still a good goalkeeper, just hasn't worked out at all in the Premier League, and Willy Caballero, he's definitely getting on a little bit. So Ederson, I think apparently, was it Roberto Carlos said, he's definitely the best Brazilian goalkeeper. Next up is Mbappe, yet again according to Don Ballon, very short one, Paris Saint-Germain are prepared to pay £70 million to land Monaco attacker Mbappe. And now, I mentioned before 60 mil, they'll probably get a lot of bids for that, and PSG have definitely got the funds for it. And imagine Mbappe like next to Cavani, he'd flourish next to him I imagine, and become one of the world's best. It'll definitely help him improve and go to the next level in his career, but just like Thierry Henry said, he'll keep his head grounded, and I think, is this saying like world at his feet or whatever, he'll have so many big opportunities in the future, so right now, he doesn't really have to move. Now we go on to the next player, and that is going to be Mesut Ozil into Fenerbahce according to Daily Mirror. Fenerbahce are plotting an ambitious summer move for Arsenal playmaker Mesut Ozil to replace Robin van Persie. And he was in fact linked to Fenerbahce back in the summer as well as in the January transfer window just gone. But now we're going to the final one today, and that is going to be Lacazette, currently playing for Lyon, linked to Atletico Madrid. There is quite a lot to this one, and I believe it's all according to Cadena Cope, and they say that Atletico Madrid CEO Miguel Angel Gil-Marin, probably said that wrong, he has had a verbal agreement with Lacazette for this summer. Antoine Griezmann played an enormous role in convincing the player to join Atletico, and the agreement was reached back in February. Lacazette was shown the site for the club's new stadium in a visit in February, again according to Cadena Cope. The stadium visit fascinated the striker and pushed him to reach a deal with the CEO in his home in Madrid. It suggested that the signing of Lacazette by Atletico could be a move to convince Antoine Griezmann to stay at the club, and Griezmann recently in an interview in L'Equipe did say, "For the moment, I do not want to leave, whether that is to Paris, China or Russia, or play anywhere else." A lot of people seem to think that Lacazette going to Atletico does open the door for Griezmann to go elsewhere to like Manchester United or Chelsea, but according to a few other sources today, it's to play alongside Griezmann rather than replace the Frenchman. And Lacazette has mentioned how this season would be his last with at Lyon, so it looks like it will be moving on, and a lot of big European clubs will be missing out, but Atletico could be getting a great striker. And that is the final one for today, guys. So as always, if you enjoyed this video, show support by leaving a like rating, that'd be absolutely awesome. If you're new to my channel, click the subscribe button for daily FIFA content, and the comments below. What player do you want your club to sign this summer? And finally, if you missed my previous video, you're down below in the description box. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.